this. I work 1, 2, 3 hours a day. I make 100 grand a month because this is such an in-demand skill. Businesses need this. And I'll show you guys more on that later. We're going to cover all of this. But why would you want to work a 9-to-5 job making $10, $15, $20 an hour when you can make $1,000 an hour doing something like this? It doesn't make any sense. It's making a lot of everyday regular people rich online. Like, guys, my neighbor was in here. My old neighbor from where I grew up, he was in here. I was a regular kid. I didn't have anything special. I wasn't smarter than anyone. I'm not like extra talented. I'm not like super good at computers. I'm literally an average guy, but it's made me rich online, right? And there's a small window left to get in before all of these other people start doing it. So that's why I love this business model. That's why I do it. I want you guys to have an idea of how abundant there is and how much money and opportunity there is, okay? Again, I know that it works because I've had 5,000 students. I literally have 5,000 of these, but here's a case study. This is Ricky, and Ricky messages me. He's one of the students in the private group, and he goes, "Hey, Renee, hope you're doing well." Look how powerful this is. It's nuts. "Just wanted to share that I closed my first ever client for $4,000 a month for social media marketing services." How insane is that? Ricky was working at a restaurant. He was making like $3 grand a month. He would commute every single day and do like an 8-9 hour shift. He was like a server or a waiter, and he would make $3 grand a month. He closed one client with social media services. And now he makes $4,000 a month. He's his own boss. He doesn't have to commute. He makes his own hours. He literally gets to do whatever he wants to do. He's his own boss. He has his own business, right? Another one, Abhinav. This one's long, so I'm not gonna like go into it. But long story short, he came to the client. He was expecting $2,000 per month. And the client says, "Oh, we have a budget of 5 to 10 grand." And he ended up making $7,500 a month. This dude literally has a business that pays him 80, 90 grand a year with one client. That's insane. And these guys are both in the private group. So that's how I know this stuff works. It's not just me, guys. It's literally thousands of people from my experience. It could be more, but thousands of people that I've seen that have used this skill to change their life. All right. So yeah, what can you expect from this workshop? Guys, couple of things, right? Number one, and we're going to go in depth on all of these, so don't worry. Number one, I'm going to reveal the easiest social media marketing service you can offer even as a beginner with no experience. So I'm going to teach you guys there's something that's a gold mine right now. I'm going to reveal one of the easiest social media marketing services you can offer. Number two, guys, I'm going to share my 4-step system and how it can help you get paid by landing your first client in 30 days. Amy, how do you get these business clients? I'm going to show you guys. Okay. I'm going to show you my 4-step system. We literally use it to this day. So all of you guys' questions, make sure you save it till the end. We're going to answer all of those. Number three, guys, I'm going to do a Q&A session. So we're going to answer all the most commonly asked questions at the end. So if you have questions, make sure you save them because we're going to cover a lot. And number four, this class, I want to give you guys a disclaimer. This class is literally going to cover everything you need to get started. But I can only cover so much in an hour. If you're the type of person that like wants to work with my team directly, you want someone to text, you want weekly calls just like this, and you want to work with us closer, there is a private coaching group and partnership program. And that one does cost money. I'm telling you guys this now because everyone gets angry because I literally give them an hour and a half of just straight fire. I don't gatekeep any information. I tell them exactly how to do it, where to find the businesses, et cetera, et cetera. But naturally, some people just want like more guidance. They want to be able to ask questions. So we offer that. At the very end, it is paid. But like I said, not everyone's going to get in because we only do a couple spots because I don't have enough coaches to do 689 people that are in here. So not all of you are going to get in, and it's okay. But I just wanted to let you guys know because, again, I'm being very transparent. All right. That being said, I want to share really quickly how I did it so you guys have an idea. And then I'm going to show you guys how you can do it. And I'm going to show you strategies step by step and things you can do literally as you leave this training today. Guys, this is how I got into social media marketing, right? And this is kind of my story, not how I made millions of dollars, but how I just went from $0 to $30,000 a month. Just a little backstory. I was born and I grew up in Los Angeles, California. You guys probably know that, but I wasn't rich growing up, right? I was raised by a single immigrant mother. My mom immigrated here from a third world country to raise me and my little brother. So we didn't have any money growing up. She raised me and my brother on $30,000 a year. And those of you from LA, you already know that like 30 grand a year is nothing. So I wasn't born into money. I didn't have any connections. I was meant to be another statistic. And Leo, like I said, he says your mom talks about you to the neighbors. Leo, you've probably, if you've seen like how it is over there, like, we didn't have that much money coming up, right? I started my entrepreneurship journey 8 years ago looking for different ways to make money online. You guys are probably in the same boat. You at a 9-to-5 job, you're hungry, you want to start making some more money, and you're looking for a lot of different things. At the time, I was working a 9-to-5. I was a car salesman, and I was working this job, but I knew there were better things out there. And again, you guys could be in the same position. You guys could be at your job and you're like, no, this is not it. Because I knew that instantly, right? I was a really big overthinker. I don't know how many of you guys in here are overthinkers. Because I know for me, I was a huge overthinker. I literally I was a huge overthinker, but it saved my life. It made me a lot of money. So like, I don't know if you guys are like me, if you could drop it in the chat so I know. But for me, I was a big overthinker. And it was always at night. So like, I remember, okay, wow, there's a lot of people in here that are overthinkers. All right, you guys are just like me then. That's perfect. Overthinking saved my life. It's not a bad thing. I don't want you guys to think it's a bad thing, okay? Because guys, for me, I would always come home from work after my 9-10 hour shift, and I would be exhausted. I would get home at night. It'd be like 9:30 at night, right? Because I would work from 12 to 9. So I get home 9:30, get in the shower. By the time I'm done, I eat dinner, I go to bed. So I would literally lay down in bed and I'd be like, yo, this is not it. And my brain would just start going crazy. So I would lay down in bed, start overthinking. And this is what my overthinking got me to. When I started to do the math, I realized that if I stayed at a job, I would never be able to enjoy my life. This is exactly what happened with my overthinking. The problem at a job, and I realized this, I was making 60 grand a year before taxes. Guys, that's good. 60 grand a year before taxes and you're 21 years old. That's fire. That's great, right? But then I started overthinking. I was like, okay, well, after taxes, that's closer to like 40 grand a year. And that breaks down to like $3,000 a month. And then I did the math even more. It's like a rabbit hole. You start overthinking, you don't stop until like you're like sad. So I had to pay rent. I had to pay my car note. I had to pay my electricity bill, food, et cetera, et cetera. And guys, after everything, I was lucky if I was able to save any money. Like most months, I was able to save maybe $300 to $700 max. And I realized like at this rate, it would have taken me decades to save any real money and be able to enjoy my life, you know? And the system is meant to keep you trapped. It sucks, but it's true. It's meant to keep you at a job. So I had to make a decision. I was going to be a slave for the next 50 years of my life, or I was going to make a change. So this is exactly what I did, guys. I want you guys to see it. I started to do research on ways I could escape the rat race and become my own boss. I was determined. And I discovered pretty quickly, most business models require too much of an upfront investment. They do, right? I tried Amazon FBA. You've probably heard of all of these. I tried Amazon FBA. Then I realized there was only 10% margins. So even if I invested 10 grand, 20 grand, I'd only make $1,000, $2,000. As someone that was working 9-to-5, that wasn't possible. I didn't have 10 grand, right? I tried stock trading, and then I realized 90% of people who trade stocks lose. I wasn't going to risk my hard-earned money like that. I tried Forex, same thing. And I tried real estate, and I told myself, I'm going to be a real estate mogul. I'm going to buy real estate. I'm going to rent it out. I'm going to have passive income. You need down payments to buy houses. It literally is not good for people that are broke. So it sucked for me, right? I was broke. I was at the bottom, and all of these business models that people tell you about, they're not for people like me. They're not for the regular guys. So when I found social media marketing, my entire life changed. Because of this. I started learning how to run ads on Facebook and Instagram. So you guys know those Facebook and Instagram ads? I'm the guy that runs those. Back in the day, this was hot. This is like 2018. This was hot. Now I'm going to show you guys there's something that's even better than this. That's just a gold mine, money machine. But I started learning how to run Facebook and Instagram ads. I found a company who needed my help marketing online, and I offered my services. It was as simple as that. It was this company right here, Le Rouge. They're a luxury candle company. And they agreed to pay me $2,500 for a month of Facebook and Instagram ads. And guys, this was the first time I successfully made money online, and I officially became a business owner. That feeling is the best. The second you get that first client, $2,500 from your own business is 100 times better than $3 grand, $4 grand from a job. because I was finally my own boss. And that feeling, like I said, when you guys get your first client after this, hopefully, you guys will understand it's a life-changing experience because you realize you're never going to be sad or trapped ever again. So after getting my first customer and helping them with Facebook ads, I started to look for other businesses. It really only takes one, right? So I found another client to pay me $2,000 a month for social media services. And once I landed my second client, I started to build a lot of momentum and get the hang of it. So guys, life happens fast. It takes one client to change your life, and your life starts changing right before your very eyes. Only a month later, I landed my third client. This is while I'm at a job. I was doing all this while I was working a 9-to-5 job. Only a month later, I landed my third client, and they paid me $3,000 a month. And this is kind of where my aha moment happened, right? This is my aha moment. It changed my life. After landing 3 different clients, one for $2,000, one at $2,500, one at $3,000, I was making like $7,500 a month. And I was able to quit my job. It was the best feeling ever. The best thing, you go to work and you're like, oh, I'm about to set this bitch on fire. Oh, excuse my language. Sorry. But like, I was so done with my job. Excuse my French. That's just literally how I felt though. And it gave me the opportunity, when I quit my job, it gave me the opportunity to pursue social media marketing full time, where I was able to quickly grow using a 4-step process. And I'm going to share the entire process with you guys. I'm not like going to gatekeep anything. I'm going to give you guys everything. Okay. Using this 4-step process, I grew to over 15 clients who are paying me over $30,000 a month. I was 23 years old, guys, making 30 grand a month. It was crazy. I started traveling the world. I moved to the Hollywood Hills. I bought this car right here, BMW i8. Like, I was making money hand over fist. In fact, let me show you guys. I have a receipts because people don't believe me. So check this out. I'm gonna play this video for you guys from way back in the day. I was using PayPal to collect money because I didn't know any better. But check this video out.
Yo, check this out. So I logged into my old PayPal from when I was running my old social media marketing agency back in 2018. And look at these invoices I was collecting. 2,500, 2,500, 2,500, 5,000, 3,000, 10,000, 10,000, 10 grand, 500, 10 grand, 2,000, 20,000.
So literally, like, that's the kind of money I was making in 2018, right? Like, it's wild. And let me pull this back up. But at the time, because I had so many different clients, I didn't really have any time for myself. So even though I was making 30 grand a month, I kind of got caught up, right? I was working like 8-9 hours a day, and I was like, nah, this is not it. And that's when I started to grow up a little bit. And this is what I decided to do. I hired close to a dozen employees, and I created a passive income for myself. Okay. And this is kind of what I want for you guys. Like, eventually you start making some money, you start hiring other people to do the work. And that's when you have a long-term sustainable passive income with the business. That's why you hire people. Exactly, Rizzy. So you guys are probably wondering, Renee, great story. Cool story, bro. Renee, this is great, but how did you find these clients? Where do you learn how to do social media marketing, and how do you get paid? And guys, I was in your exact same shoes 5 years ago. I was working a 9-to-5 job. I showed you. I had no clue how to build a social media marketing agency. There weren't any courses like this. There weren't any free trainings. There weren't no coaches. So I had to learn the hard way, guys. I had to learn it through trial and error. I had to learn the hard way. And this ended up costing me thousands of dollars and hundreds of hours. I remember hearing about social media marketing, and there was no one teaching it. So I was literally just on the internet doing my research, spending money on ads, trying to figure out how to use it. I lost a bunch of money. I made a lot of mistakes. It took me forever to finally get the hang of it. The point of this training is to make sure you guys avoid that same experience. So I want to teach you guys how to avoid the hard way of doing things, how you can learn from my mistakes and avoid what I had to do. Because right now, this is probably where you're at. This is the hard way. And I want you guys to avoid this. Maybe you can start taking notes here. Guys, if you don't understand where to find clients, this is going to be really hard. I'm going to make sure I teach you how to avoid that today. If you try to pitch a business with no money to pay you, they're not going to pay you. It's wasting your time. If you don't know where to start, you're wasting your time. But again, I'm pointing you in the right direction. If you have to learn everything on your own, it's going to be very difficult. This is the hard way. All right. This is the easy way. And this is good because my team still uses this to this day. This is my 4-step social media marketing system to make money fast. I kid you not. By the end of this, you'll know how to do it. And if done correctly, I've seen people quit their job in the